Greetings, I'm Tanya Morrison with NonprofitRiches.com, where we provide tips, strategies, and resources to help you build a thriving tax-exempt organization. And we are here today in sunny Charleston, South Carolina for the National Sponsored Programs Administrators Alliance for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. We call it NSPAA for HBCUs. And at this conference, we'll meet presidents of HBCUs as well as faculty and other people who are, their sole mission is to really build the programs, the research programs to increase academic performances at their colleges and universities. And I am so honored today to be here with Dean Marvin H. Watkins, who is actually a co-founder of NSPAA. So I wanted to interview you. First of all, thank you, Dean Watkins, for agreeing to share your wisdom today very briefly with our audience at NonprofitRiches.com. And we really especially are inspired by you because of the work that you've done over the past 40 plus years for HBCUs. So thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, and I'd like for you to just share with us a little bit more about who you are, what you do, and how you inspire and impact HBCUs.
Well, if you go back from the beginning, I'm Marvin H. Watkins from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
That's my hometown, my home state. And of course, as you talk about the NSPAA, HBCUs Incorporated, that all came about because of our consideration for trying to do more and more to assist this group of HBCU institutions.
Okay.
I've been, I guess I'd have to say, in the research-sponsored programs arena business for close to 40, maybe 45 years.
That's why they call you the Dean. It's all out of honor and respect.
Well, thank you, and I'll accept that,
yes,
that designation. But it goes back earlier to around 1976 when I attended my first SRA conference. That was in Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
And when I got there, I saw probably somewhere between 5,500 people, but I didn't see a lot of folk who looked like me.
Okay.
And while I enjoyed the conference, benefited from the workshops and all of the series of seminars that they were conducting, I kept thinking, well, where are the rest of my people? And I had the same experience when I was attending the NCURA meetings. That's the National Council of University Research Administrators. There were very few historically black colleges involved in that. And so I said, well, why aren't our people involved, and what can we do to get more involvement? And so therefore, in speaking with a few of my colleagues who were in attendance, one by the name of Dr. Franklin D. Hamilton, who came out of Florida A&M University, Dr. Mildred Huffo-Fosu, who at that time was at Delaware State, we started taking a roll of all the African American attendees. And of course, as that roll increased, we said, well, we do have a lot of people who are actively involved in doing research and sponsored programs. However, we saw another need, and that need was to have our own organization.
Okay.
So we had a major meeting in Atlanta, Georgia at the Pinter Hotel. That was in 1991, and that evolved into another meeting in New Orleans where we came up with a charter and bylaws, and we decided for a name and called it National Sponsored Programs Administrators Alliance of the Historically Black Colleges and Universities Incorporated.
Very good.
We have our charter in Delaware, and we are 501c3, and we are trying to impact, again, helping this group of institutions get more involved in research and sponsored programs. We see this as bringing in a new source of revenue, which can make the critical difference, I'll say, between the traditional sources of revenue that these HBCUs have and what they really need to operate well.
Very good.
And so if you look at the institutions, I'll say, like in my state, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, they are in the hundreds of millions of dollars annually in doing this kind of work. If you go to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, Maryland, they're doing over $1 billion a year in this kind of work. So a big red light goes up. and you have to say, well, we need to be involved in this better also. So
right.
I think we've been fairly successful. We've been operating now for about 21 years. This is our 19th annual workshop seminar. We plan to leave here for 2015. We'll be going to the Pentagon Sheraton Hotel in Arlington, Virginia. We'll be there for 2 years, hopefully 2015 and 2016.
Very good.
It's always the first week of June in that year. So we're looking forward to, again, making a major commitment, I'll say, to get 100% of our 105 HBCUs involved in some form of sponsored programs work.
Awesome. And I would like to say that at NonprofitRiches.com, one of the things that we say, we are the online resource for community investors. And a community investor is a person or an organization that's doing great work to create social change in their community and in the world. And that's why we're so inspired by you, Dean Watkins, because you're doing amazing work and continue. Not only are you and were you a trailblazer back in the early 90s with this work, but you're continuing to invest your time, your resources, because you told me you're retired and you do this for free. So we call people like you community investors. You're investing your time, your resources, your talents in order to create social change. So you inspire people, you build communities, you're helping grow businesses, and you are truly changing the world. And we are all about, at Nonprofit Riches, killing the myths about 501c3s that you cannot be profitable. Because our perspective is that when you have multiple streams of income and you're thriving, you can do even greater work. So we just want to get your feedback on that and see what you think about the impact that this organization is making.
Well, thank you for your kind compliment, first of all.
Yes, okay.
I do this solely on a voluntary basis. I receive no funding for it.
Okay.
I had promised the organization, I was president at the time that I decided to retire. That was December the 1st, 1995.
Okay.
But they were somewhat disappointed when they found out that I was going to be leaving. So I said, well, I'm not going to leave the organization. I said, I will not be employed in a system any longer. I said, but I will give you 10 more years to help with whatever needs you have. And so I've been here now. This is 2014.
That's right.
Okay.
What are you saying? You have one more year?
Maybe. Yeah. I hope more. But
that's right.
Yeah. But, the thing is, we are making an effort, first of all, to get them to understand how to get more involved in the work, to get more awards. Now, there are no gifts, there are no donations, there are no contributions in this work.
That's
everything you get because of merit.
Okay.
You have to merit an award.
That's right.
NASA doesn't make any gifts. National Science Foundation makes no gifts. Right. Department of Defense makes no gifts. You got to get out there and compete with the universe. Performance. That's right. So we try to, first of all, instruct them in how to write better proposal applications, what I call a fundable document, that they can get in this game and win and not lose. Right. And then once they get an award, how to better manage that award. Absolutely. So that they can get more and more and more of it. Terms and conditions, compliance of your terminology in that particular award document is very essential. And so we are working now to make certain that everybody understands from page 1 to the final page what their terms and conditions are of each award.
That's right. And at this conference, leaders who are doing the great work exchange knowledge, share best practices so that even more awards can be won. Correct?
We've been very fortunate.
That's good.
We bring in people, and I want to call them experts.
That's right.
They're experts in sponsored programs and research administration. And they can enumerate exactly what it is that you need to do in order to be successful in doing this kind of activity. Now, I'm going to talk sometime this afternoon, perhaps, about it being an academic activity of the faculty. You heard people talking today. It's not about administrators.
That's right.
You need to know how to write. It's like We heard the word literature several times this morning.
Right.
And I know that's important. Writing is what's needed.
Essential.
Yeah, that's totally essential. So we're going to work closer with this group of people to get them to better understand how their institutions can really get more and more involved. As I said before, get a bigger slice, particularly of the federal pie that's out there.
That's right. Well, again, thank you so much. I'm Tanya Morrison with Nonprofit Riches, here with the great. See, you're an everyday person, just like me, just like our listening audience, our viewing audience, who is doing phenomenal things. You're doing great work, and we just really appreciate and honor the work that you do. So thank you from NonprofitRiches.com, from all of the community investors out there who are inspired by the work that you do. We want to thank you again. Again, I'm Tanya Morrison with Dean Marvin H. Watkins.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right.